What's going on, everyone? This is YGL Paradox. I bring you this top 8 cut Adventure Kids versus Adventure Eldlich. Adventure Kids wins the die roll on the left and gets to start things off.
Stand by anything. We'll go main.
Starting off with the Rite of Aramesia. Allows them to get that adventure token in defense mode and then activate Faithful Adventure directly from the deck. Always a great way to start your turn off, being able to get that token and work your way into the Griffin for an Omni Negate.
We will now normal summon fire.
Following on, we have the normal summon of Lampsies. Lampsies gets linked off into the Meow Meow Mew.
Chain Link 1 fire.
Chain Link 1 will be Lampsies, Chain Link 2 will be Faithful Adventure. Since a monster was normal or special summon, he gets to go and search for an equip spell. This helps chain block the Lampsies so that it can burn the opponent and also special summon another Print Kid. He chooses not to activate the equip spell directly from deck, but add it to hand instead. That resolves, and then he goes into Lampsies, burning the opponent for 500.
Thank you. We'll activate Adventure.
Activating Faithful Adventure to go search a monster with Adventure token in its text, which of course in this case will be the Griffin Rider. He will add the Griffin Rider and send one card from hand to graveyard, and it would be the Dracoback. Dracoback's effect, since it was sent to the graveyard while there's an Adventure token on the field, it can be directly equipped to that token, and he's chain blocking Griffin to be special summoned as Chain Link 2.
Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. Sure.
Linking off the Fansies and the Meow Meow into Dodo. Fansies will be Chain Link 1, Dodo will be Chain Link 2.
Sending...
Adding the the Pranks off of Dodo and sending the Pandemonium off of Fansies to special summon the Dropsies. Linking off the Dropsies and the Dodo into, which I would only assume would be another Dodo or straight into, yes, okay, yes, another Dodo. CC had not used the effect yet. Dropsies effect, he'll gain 1,000 to special summon another Print Kid. And the last Print Kid he has not used is Roxy's. Activating the Dodo to tribute itself to special summon, to add 2 Print Kids cards with different names. He adds the Fansies and the Pandemonium.
Activate Pranks.
Activating the Pranks, effect to discard 1 Print Kids card to get a token. Using the token and the Roxy's to link off into the Bow Wow Bark. Roxy's effect will go off to banish 1 card, draw 1 card. After he shuffles his deck, he will draw 1 card and special summon another Print Kid from deck. Special summoning the Fansies in defense mode. Fansies is definitely my go-to choice since it has the biggest defense of 2,000.
Fusion Destiny?
Plays Fusion Destiny. It's a great card. Sending off the Celestial and the Dasher. Special summoning DPE in defense mode. Setting 2 cards face down. One of them we know is Pandemonium. And that is a very impressive end board. End phase does Prinks. Shuffle back 3 Print Kids cards, draw 1 card. Choosing the Dodo, the Lampsies, and the Roxy's. So in the end board we have the Bow Wow Bark, the DPE, the Omni Negate from the Wandering Griffin Rider, and for sure a set Pandemonium. Pretty hard board for any deck to play through, especially going second. Eldlich draws for turn and decides it's not even worth it to even try to break that board, and also leaving the Brave Kids player with no knowledge of what they're playing, so they will have to side blindly. From there, we'll move on to Game 2. Alright, welcome back. We are getting ready to start Match 2 here with the Eldlich player. Starting his turn off with a Cynet Mining. Discarding 1 card to add Cyberse monster from deck to hand. It's going to add the Cyberse Gadget. It's going to normal summon the Cyberse Gadget. Its effect is to special summon a level 2 or lower monster from graveyard in defense position, but at this time there are no monsters in the graveyard. Going to link off the Gadget 4. A Link Disciple. Using Gadget's effect, since it was sent from field to graveyard, he will get a token. The opponent responds after resolution of the token, a Lancia. The Eldlich player links off the token. For a Link Devotee. He, for the rest of his turn, he cannot link summon Link 3 or higher Link monsters. Using the Disciple to tribute off the Devotee to draw 1 card and put 1 card at the bottom of the deck. And since the Devotee was tributed while it was co-linked, he gets 2 tokens. Using a token and a Disciple for a Link 2. Gonna go into an artifact Dagda. And then linking off the last token into another Link Devotee. Activating its effect upon summon again, he will not be able to link into Link 3 or higher. It is not a once per turn. The opponent is reading card and verifying with a judge. With this effect being able to go off, the Dagda will respond with its effect, being able to set an artifact card from deck, which I can only assume would be a Scythe, which would be detrimental against Prank Kids because they absolutely need their extra deck in order to pop off.
Judge!
So at this moment, they're still verifying that the ruling for Devotee is not a once per turn.
Yes.
To automatically activates?
Mandatorily activates multiple times.
Oh, that's gay. Sure.
And in this case, it is not. So the Dagda will get its effect, setting the Scythe from deck to the spell and trap zone. Linking off the Dagda and the Devotee into a Link 2.
Sure.
Will be a Verte Anaconda. Activating Verte's effect to pay 2k. Sending off a fusion card, which will be Fusion Destiny. Sending off the Dasher and the Celestial. Special summoning the DPE in defense mode. Opponent sets 3 to the back row and passes turn. On standby phase, Eldlich player activates DPE targeting itself and Scythe.
3.
DPE hits the Scythe as Chain Link 1. Chain Link 2 will be Scythe. Chain Link 3 will be called by hitting the Scythe.
Go to main phase.
Yep. Yep.
Brinkcase player hits the Destiny Fusion, or Fusion Destiny, sending the Celestial that he had in hand. And the Dasher from deck. Special summoning his own DPE. Assuming that's the only play he can make this turn. No print kids in hand. Gotta hate to see it. Pretty sure in his deck he has multiple ways to get to a print kit. Going into battle phase, the opponent activates Sanguine to go get the Golden Lord from deck in defense mode. The Golden Lord has a whopping 2800 defense mode. The opponent activates Hakero. Brinkcase player changes DPE targeting itself and the Golden Lord, sending them both to graveyard.
Yep.
Not allowing that Hakero to get the additional effect. Setting 2 cards to the back row and passing turn.
Drop. Standbys.
During standby phase, both DPEs come back. Make note that they are both doing the minus 400 on both sides due to having 2 Destiny heroes in both graveyards.
Golden Lord effect. Sun.
Turn player activates Eldlich and Grave, sending the trap card that he controls to the graveyard to special summon the Golden Lord. The Barricades player is verifying that this is actually a trap and also a monster, so that the Golden Lord can also use this effect.
It's still also a trap.
So the Golden Lord comes out, where he actually gets added to hand first and then special summon himself or any zombie monster from hand, and that monster gains 1000 attack and defense. Cannot be destroyed by by card effects until the end of the next turn. Thinking on what to do next. Going into battle phase, having the Golden Lord swing over the DPE. The DPE for the Brave Kids is at 21. And the Golden Lord itself is at 31, so that would be 8,000 damage. Activating the DPE in Grave since it was destroyed by battle.
Okay, we're both also losing the 4.
Just make sure that the math is correct.
8,000. So we'll lose another 4. 25? Sure.
Swinging in with a now fully 2500 DPE and a 500 from Verte. Equal out to a 4000 damage total.
DPE effect.
Activating DPE's effect. Thinking on what to hit. Send in DPE and a Royal Decree.
Oppressive. How humid and fleshy everything. There's so many.
What will he do next?
So you go into main phase 2 then?
Yes. Something you gotta make this. Anything?
For my Mass Effect.
Normal summon?
Sure.
Normal summoning the Effect Veiler. And linking off that and the Verte into a Celine.
Selene effect to gain counters.
Sure.
Verifying the number of spells in the
You have a
graveyards.
spell engraved. Correct.
There's plenty in the Eldlich players and one called by in
Attempt to
the
remove 3.
Print Kids players graveyard. Giving the Celine plenty of counters to activate its effect and bring the Effect Veiler back from grave. To link climb into a link 4,
Access.
which would be Access Code Talker.
Access.
Access will activate its effect, targeting Celine as a link 3, giving it that 3000 attack.
No, I'm still humanoid, but I have spider kinds
So,
as my
Activating Access Soul's target effect to banish one card to destroy the set Lancia. The Lancia comes back.
Oh, is that top?
Thinking on whether or not to activate the Lancia to tribute itself to prevent any vanishing of any cards. He chooses not to.
huh?
Access Code Talker banishes another card to hit the Lancia. Probably chose not to, seeing that there was no benefit to it. And then there's the follow-up of the Foolish Burial, sending the Water Enchantress, which will banish itself to go get the right.
Water Enchantress.
Sure.
Try.
Adding the right to hand,
Activate right.
activating said right to get the Adventure token, and activate the Faithful Adventure directly from deck to the Spell and Trap Zone. Activating the Celestial to banish itself and the Dasher to get a free +2.
Well, that was the spoofing before. The after figures were all expected.
Faithful Adventure.
Sure.
Activating the Faithful Adventure to go get a monster with Adventure token in its text, which will be the Wandering Griffin Rider. And sending another right from hand to graveyard. Special summon the Griffin in defense mode, triggering the Faithful Adventure again to go get an equip spell, which will be Draco back.
Equip the Draco back.
Sure.
Move to end phase.
Sure.
Going into end phase to activate his trap cards to set another
Good.
from deck to the Spell and Trap Zone.
Same one.
Sure.
Finish that.
Grabs another Sanguine
Still during that.
and banishing the other Sanguine from graveyard to get another trap.
Seventh care.
I believe there was some confusion here on whether or not the Sanguine could be activated during the end phase.
You can banish this card from your deck. It's a trap card. It is a trap card that you can activate at any point. It's a trap card though.
It does not state that it has to be activated during the end phase. It simply states that you can banish this card to set another from deck to your Spell and Trap Zone.
It's a trap card though.
It doesn't state it in the
Sure.
Giving the players a moment to decide this ruling here.
So
Deciding not to banish the Sanguine. Passing turn
sure.
to the Print Kids player.
Am On
Standby
summon,
phase, both DPEs come back.
chain lance you.
And on resolution, a Lancia. This Lancia is pretty crucial because now it prevents the Trinkets player from banishing his own Celestial and Dasher to draw 2. Now that he only has 1 card in hand and a pretty impressive board to deal with, we'll see what he does.
Run it.
And he decides to scoop it up. Tying the game 1-1 and moving on to game 3. Alright, we got game 3 to determine who's going to move forward into top 4 cut. Both decks are shuffled and the Print Kids player is going to start things off.
Stand by main phase and normal summon.
Starting off with a Dropsies for the normal summon, linking off into a Meow Meow Moo. Dropsies will activate its effect to gain 1,000 to special summon another Print Kid from deck. Special summoning the Fansies. Using the Fansies and the Meow to go into a Link 2, which will be the Dodo. Activating Fansies effect as Chainlink 1, Dodo as Chainlink 2. Deciding what to add here. Looks like he'll be adding the Prinks off of Dodo and sending the Pandemonium off the Fansies to special summon a Lampsies. Print Kid's pretty lucky that his opponent did not have an Ash to stop anything, especially his first link off. Alright, linking off the Lampsies and the Dodo. Thinking about it, decides not to do that, but instead tribute off the Dodo for the Fansies and the Pandemonium Engrave. Activating the Print Kids Prinks, using its effect to send off a Lampsies to get a Print Kids token. Using the token and Lampsies instead to do a Link 2 into Bow Wow Bark. Using Lampsies effect to burn the opponent for 500 to special summon another Print Kid from deck. And that will get him another Fansies. Choosing not instead to go into the Roxy's. Setting 4 to the back row, which we know one of them is at least Pandemonium. In phase, activating the Prince to send the Meow Meow, the Dodo, and a Fansies. Shuffle 3, draw 1. Prinks is pretty essential to the survivability of the deck in the long grind, since the Print Kids can definitely go through resources very fast.
Go ahead.
Passing turn.
Standby.
Going ahead and shotgunning the Bow Wow to get 2 Print Kids from graveyard, adding them to hand.
Main one.
Bow Wow's effect for this turn, Print Kids that he controls cannot be destroyed by card effects.
Battle phase.
Pretty nice effect.
Sure.
In the battle phase.
Sure.
Oh, battle phase for Evenly.
Of course.
And he flips the Royal Decree, ending the battle phase and sending that Evenly match to the grave with no effect.
Main 2.
Sure.
Foolish Bear.
Activating a Foolish Burial, and it gets met with an Ash. Assuming only he was going to try to send the Water Enchanters to get the right,
Activate red event.
but he has a right in hand either way.
Sure.
So he'll be able to get the token and activate the Faithful Adventure from deck. At least he was able to bait out the Ash with the Foolish to continue his plays.
On resolution.
Yep.
Pandemonium.
On resolution of the Faithful Adventurer, he activates the Pandemonium, sending the 3 Print Kids to fuse into the Battle Butler.
We would chain link 1. Good.
Choosing his chain link order, would be 1 will be Lampsies, 2 Dropsies, 3 Fansies, and 4 will be Butler to tribute itself to Raigeki the Field, getting rid of the token. The chain will resolve backwards, so now the Fansies will go off. Fool is burning a place to special summon a Roxy's. Chain link 2 will be the Dropsies to gain 1,000 to special summon a Fansies. And then chain link 1 will be Lampsies, burn for 500 to summon a Dropsies. With that token gone, that stops the Wandering Griffin Rider, if he ever does get it. It will not be an Omni Negate, it will just be a body on the board. And the Eldlich player decides to scoop it up, seeing as how his only play was stopped, and that will end the round, giving the Print Kids player the win. Oh look, he had another Royal Decree and Red Reboot set. And that'll be the end of this round. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Peace.